Hey, welcome back guys. Welcome back to another video. Just in time here actually. I'm having some water and enjoying some agua this time. No coffee at the moment, but I'll have some coffee later. Today's subject is something that I really wanted to talk about for quite some time. It's a really juicy topic. And it's actually something very necessary to speak on, I believe, because we all kind of experience this. And the topic today is going to be introverts, extroverts, and the importance of self-reflection in spirituality while you're metaphysically and spiritually awakening. You know, going through both a metaphysical and spiritual awakening while you're doing this, and how kind of being an introvert and extrovert and self-reflecting, how all of that kind of plays out, right? And I'm going to draw some personal experiences from my own from my own life to share with you guys. You know, it's not me making this about myself or anything. It's just I'm using my personal experiences to kind of, you know, convey some of the things that I went through, and hopefully somebody out there can relate to it, and maybe it'll help them out, or maybe it'll provide more perspective, you know, that kind of stuff. Quick pause. I mentioned earlier before, I believe in a previous video, that I would show you guys my stone shelf right here behind me. That I would do like a little tour of it, and I never did. So here it is now. I want to show you guys this cool shelf, and some of the stones that I have on it. Some of the stones you guys may have seen before, but here it is. All right, guys, welcome to my my shelf. I bought this shelf pretty recently in 4 levels: 1, 2, 3, and 4. The 4th one, the higher one up there, you probably don't see as much, and these 2 you see in video. I'm gonna start with the bottom one here. You know, the bottom one I have various stuff. Just some of the smaller stuff is here, like, you know, in the little trays and stuff like that. You know, I put some of my smaller stuff in there, and over here you got the heart-shaped stuff, and I love this stuff over here. You got some beautiful rhodochrosite right there, and a heart-shaped jade, and this little tray just has a bunch of various points. Cool stuff. You know, I just put a bunch of various quartz points in there, I guess. Got some apotholite, some big old chunks of stuff here, selenite, boronite. That's a big piece of boronite. You guys have seen that stuff before, and all this stuff is, you know, you've probably seen before. I've just managed to fit it all in this shelf now, so it's cool. Here you have that big, beautiful selenite lamp, and next to it are 2 quartz points. One's just a regular clear quartz, the other is that lithium point, big old point. Some beautiful blue kyanite right there. And right next to that is like a green apotholite. I love that green apotholite. Halite, lapis, K2 jasper. Ooh, just aura quartz, rainbow quartz from India. Look at that. It shines much better than it does. It shines much better in person compared to seeing it on camera. That's what I wanted to say. So moving on here, we got some cool stuff here. The books, I got a big piece of Dragonix arsenite right there next to the citrine sphere, and sitting on top of JSX3 books. Check them out if you haven't already read them. Creation is beginning of the origin. That's the first one. You want to read that one first before you read the other 2. And then Love Is in the Earth. Great book. All about stones. Over here, some extra stuff over here. And moving up to this shelf that you guys probably see a lot because it's in the frame when I take my videos. Got some cool stuff. This is one of my favorite pieces right here that I just recently acquired. This is Vandalite, I believe is how you pronounce it. I'm not entirely sure that's accurate. From Morocco. Beautiful stuff. I mean, it's so gemmy and it glitters. Very delicate. Very delicate little piece. Beautiful. There's some various stones over here. That's all. Oh, and these are 2 cabinets, drawers. Here I have my cards. So I got my rune cards in there and my tarot cards, and it's got a nice little mesh, little soft things you can put stuff on. You know, cool stuff. And more stones, and then on the top layer I got my little animal figurines: the dragon, the wolf, the turtle, various other spheres, and not spheres, sorry. Oh yeah, spheres, but also various other animal figurines. Yeah, I got these stuff. Like, I got this lizard in Barcelona. It's a very Barcelona style thing right there. And carnelian dragon. And I got this turtle. You know, I got this turtle from the U.S. Virgin Islands. And I got the wolf. Where did I get the wolf? From a really cool guy in Arizona. Obelisks citrine. That's a beautiful citrine right there. That's gorgeous. This I got as a gift. This is just a gift as a birthday gift. It was from my my brother and his girlfriend. This is really cool. They knew I like stones, so they got this thing for me. It's like trapped in acrylic. It's a piece of argonite trapped in acrylic. Really cool stuff. A Japanese company makes that. So I just display it right there. That's what that is, in case y'all were wondering, because I know I had that up there for quite some time. And some other stuff, some sage, you know, beautiful stuff. This is rhodonite from California, actually, from Siskiyou County. We don't really have too many minerals here in California. We do, but the thing with California is that geologically speaking, California is a bit too young to have a lot of really well terminated crystals and formations and stuff like that compared to the Himalayas, even though we have mountains and stuff. So various obelisks, points. Oh, beautiful nephrite jade from the Alaskan Trio. Thank you guys. That's Alaskan jade right there. It's beautiful, strong, healing, powerful stuff. And just some other stuff, you know. The TR3 craft I got from the MUFON event, and just a wizard and dragon. I like this dragon, it's really cool. I've shown that to you guys sometime before. And this necklace right here is one of the strongest necklaces I've ever made. This is a combination of garnet, dragonstone jasper, and black onyx, and I did this almost 2-3 years ago now. It's been a while, but very strong necklace. I just have it hanging right there. So that's it, guys. Thanks for taking that tour with me. Okay, we're back. So, on to the topic at hand there. And by the way, I hope you guys enjoyed that little tour. Of course, I'll be putting stuff on, you know, new stuff, taking stuff off, etc. So it'll change around. But, so, on the topic at hand here, introverts, extroverts, and the importance of self-reflecting. Just want to start off here. I would consider myself an introvert, absolutely. And I think I've always kind of been an introvert. You know, I've always kind of just, I've enjoyed my own time. You know, and I've seen this change in me, this change I want to talk about, that I think most of you guys have experienced, is that as you're waking up, right, you kind of want to just like, because this is an internal thing. This is waking up spiritually, both metaphysically and spiritually, because waking up is not just about, oh my gosh, I can see, cool, look at my pineal, look at this, I can see stuff, you know. It's not just that. It's so much more. That's a big part of it, yes, but waking up spiritually and metaphysically is also working on yourself. It's also going in yourself, flowing in yourself, you know, and to do that, you kind of have to be alone. Right? You really kind of just have to take out some time for yourself. And I've noticed that this journey has started for me since 2011, 2012, when I was, I don't know, 18, 19 years old, I think. I don't know exactly when. I'm 27 now, by the way. My birthday is March 11th, 1992. If anybody wants to do the astrology thing, I'm Pisces. Born 8:36, I believe, a.m. in the morning, Pacific Standard Time here in California. So, anyway, this journey has started for me when I was, you know, I just got out of high school, kind of like, you know, like, okay, what do I do from here, etc. It was a hard time for me back then. It really was. But I've noticed that something prevalent throughout my whole life is that I am not this like extroverted kind of seeking the, you know, feeding off of the energy from being around other people, or seeking external stimuli, you know, whether it's like going to a big concert, a big rave, a big party, that kind of stuff. I've had my fun for a very short amount of time when I was younger, sure, but I've always kind of, you know, even when I was younger, when I was a teenager, when I was a kid, I've always enjoyed my own company. I've always felt more relaxed and renewed. And I noticed that when I was waking up here, when I was going through my own personal awakening, I started, you know, like things started happening where like friends of mine just started dropping, like especially people that I was hanging out with when I was a teenager, you know, well, around 2012, 2013, that period of time, before I did any of this YouTube stuff, before I met JSX, before I did any of this, already on my journey, waking up, and I was meditating. I was looking up different things, etc. And early on, I noticed that I lost a lot of people that I used to associate with that really weren't all that great for me anyway, right? They were just kind of, people that you hang out with when you're growing up. And, we all, you go through life and you meet new people. Some friends are temporary, some people stick around, etc. For me, I lost a lot of people. They were just kind of, boom, cut out of my life like that, and that's going to happen to, I'm pretty sure that's already happened to many of you watching this, and also, people that you may know that are going through a spiritual awakening. It's like, that's just one of those things that happens, it's like you do lose friends as you wake up. Some people come into your life for a short amount of time and then boom, they're cut. So now that is kind of, it's relevant to being an introvert and being an extrovert, because I noticed that, like, as we wake up, as I was saying, as we're going through this awakening, we do have to take time for ourselves. So you might notice a change in yourself, in your own being, in who you are. Maybe you were very introverted before. Maybe, you kind of stuck to yourself before, and now it's like time for you to come out and do something, and meet new people, etc. Or maybe you were very extroverted in the past, you love to party and be around a bunch of people, all this stuff, and now you're living like a hermit or something, now you have more introverted traits. We are who we are, right? What makes us different is also what makes us special and unique, and difference is powerful. I love having, different people around me of different personalities, of different characteristics. I love that so much, and I believe that's not what divides us. That's actually what brings people together. I've always been kind of I don't want to call myself unique or whatever. No, I'm not blowing smoke up my own pipes here. I'm not, but I've always been just kind of like an outsider growing up. I've never really fit into any group or clique or whatever of people, so I've always kind of been on my own in that sense. And being like that gave me a perspective that I don't think I could have ever gotten any other way. Maybe in a similar way, but you kind of have to be alone in that sense. For people like myself, introverts, you can be around a whole group of people, a whole group of, friends, maybe they are your close friends, whatever, but you can still feel alone. You can go out and say, hey, get the friends together, hey, let's go out, have dinner, or go to a nightclub or something and have like 20 people around you, right? You can still feel alone unless there's that one or two people and, special people that you connect with, amongst your group of friends. So that kind of feeling, you're not alone in that sense. A lot of people are like that, and introverts have always kind of been, especially here in the West, right? Especially in the United States, introverts have kind of been looked down upon. That people look down. This is very broadly, generally speaking. Introverts have been looked upon as this kind of shy and timid person sitting in the corner. Keeping to themselves, not going out, staying in their bedroom the whole time, blah blah blah. And extroverts have been kind of praised. You always hear people, again, especially here in the West, talk about, wow, it's so great that person, spoke out, stood up for what they believed in, blah, blah. And that's great and all, but you never hear something like, wow, it's so great that that person stopped and listened to somebody else, stopped and took consideration before, speaking, Introverts are really great at doing that. Introverts are very thoughtful people, and there's nothing more, I want to say, honestly, for me personally, there's nothing more emotionally draining, and there's nothing more just kind of irritating and draining, and just and overall just leaves a bad taste in my mouth. There's nothing more like that than interacting with people who make snap judgments at you, snap judgments, false assumptions, and then speaking without really putting any careful thought of what's going on, what they're saying, or what the subject is that they're talking about in their head. They're just kind of blah blah blah, you know. And it's really just kind of this character trait is for introverts like myself and many people. It's kind of just like, it's like, come on, you know, like come on, you know, like just take a second to reconsider here, you know. It's really just, and I'm not pointing anybody out. This is very broadly speaking. It's just you know, something I go through my life and I notice, you know, especially in my younger years, and that kind of mentality, I think, is my personal belief is that science will actually, you know, in the future here, science, as people wake up more, because remember, when you're waking up, it's a personal thing, right? It is absolutely personal. You flow within yourself. This is not external from you. This is internal. You're going in yourself. You're discovering who you are. You're discovering your spirit, your energy, who you really are. And then you wake up, and then your abilities kick in. You start seeing. You start talking to spirit guides, etc., etc. When this happens, something that I've noticed that just kind of is like a side effect of all this, but is also very necessary, is you kind of go into, you have more introverted character traits, right? It doesn't mean you shut the door and you don't say hi to nobody. Now, there's some people that are like that. I myself, I'm one of those people. You know, I do enjoy my personal space. You know, what do I do all day? I pretty much just stay here. I don't go out. I don't really go out. I don't, you know, like I've never been one to go out to like big concerts and events of super, you know, loud external stimuli, although I do enjoy it and I will do it, sure, no problem. But if I do, you know, it's not going to be this repeated once a week, once a month thing, or, you know, it's completely different for me. If I do it, if I go out to a nightclub or something, it's like once every so often, once in a blue moon, you know, once very rarely. And I know some people are the exact opposite of me. I know some people need that to need to do that to have like a release, you know. And again, we're all different. But back to what I was saying is that I feel like as time goes on, right, as the future goes on, I think science will have new research showing that people are starting to become more thoughtful, have more introverted character traits, because we're waking up. And part of waking up, like I said, is part of kind of discovering who you are. And in order to do that, you cannot be, you know, in a nightclub partying, listening to loud music, lights flashing, music blasting, all this stuff. You can't really do that, you know. You have to kind of be alone for some time, you know, to really discover who you are. And for me, that aloneness, that just, you know, having my own space, that's where it really kind of propelled my own awakening, is you know, just kind of taking that time to work on myself, I guess. It really is important to do that. And part of doing that is also self-reflecting, right? Seeing where you've come, you know, seeing how far you've come, and realizing, you know, both good and the bad of situations that you may have occurred over these past years, or you know, however long of a time frame you want to kind of look at that from. Self-reflecting is a very important thing, and I think everybody should do it, because so many people, they don't do it. And it's so, you know, whenever I meet somebody that doesn't really, I can get a pretty good reading on people just, you know, within a couple first minutes of you know, pretty good first impression. Now, that's part of metaphysical, you know, feeling into people, understanding people, etc. And whenever you meet somebody who doesn't really self-reflect a lot, they stick out, you know, they really do. Sometimes they say things that are just kind of obnoxious and just loud, and, you know, make these you know, crazy false you know, assumptions of whatever, you know, just like they're just talking, you know, they're just talking. And I met people, like, you know, early on and you know, whatever, that are like that. And it's just like, you know, it's like, take some time to really self-reflect, you know. Some people like a lot of praise. Some people put themselves on the pedestal. Some people like all this praise. You know, it's like everybody has their own little thing, and that kind of stuff is just kind of toxic to your awakening. It really is. You know, you can't, you really have to just kind of sit back and self-reflect and really be brutally honest with yourself, and kind of just ask yourself, like, okay, look back maybe 4 or 5 years or something, I don't know, or maybe a month, and just kind of see how far you've come. The obstacles, the good and the bad. I'm sure there's probably going to be more obstacles than there are good events. It's just how it is. Life is hard. Life is not easy here. We all go through suffering. We all go through a bunch of BS, and the only thing that we can really do is just kind of keep pushing forward, keep going, have that fortitude, have that power to keep pushing and moving forward. Because that's all we can do. So self-reflecting is important. You really have to take some time and just kind of look at yourself and just, all right, let's see how far we've come, and be brutally honest with yourself. Some people, they think they're perfect. They think, oh, nothing's wrong with me. Look at me. I'm so cool. I'm perfect, blah, blah, blah. Some people are actually like this. And if you're like that, I'm telling you right now, that's a big detriment to your awakening. And not very many people. I mean, I would say hardly none. Like, it's just, I just see it. I'm not talking about people here watching. I see it, just going about my day, for you guys, it may be that one person, that maybe your coworker, right? That's loud and obnoxious and just kind of gets in your face and gives you a hard time and just kind of beats you down. Screw that guy, or whoever, like screw that person, that's their issue. Don't let it be yours, basically, But I do see this stuff, and I'm sure you guys do as well. And those are the people that are going to have a hard time waking up. They probably won't wake up, to be honest, because waking up is not for everybody in this lifetime. Many people will just kind of live out their lives and go home and whatever, Waking up is for a very select few of people. And it's not that we're special or anything. It's just that we have a job to do to help everything and everybody, and it's just our job. So the importance of self-reflecting, and there are these people out there that like to put themselves on a pedestal. They like to think of themselves as so special, so cool, to the point where they don't want to admit any character flaws they have. They don't want to talk about, maybe, something wrong with me here and there. They don't want to lose face. They want people to see them as this, great, loving, perfect person. When in reality, we all have a dark side. I have issues. Everybody else has problems. I have my own personal problems, and I'm not scared to talk about them, because, it's like I'm putting myself out here now. I need to show you guys everything about me here, and the good and the bad, because there are, all that comes into perspective here. But when we're talking about self-reflecting, talking about being an introvert versus being an extrovert. And so, being an introvert or being an extrovert, you may notice that as you're waking up, you may change. For me personally, like, I've always been an introvert, and I'm pretty much probably going to stay that way, because I enjoy it. That's who I am, But at the same time, I'm putting myself out there more, so I'm having more extroverted character traits, kind of balancing. I say I'm like 60-40 right now. I'm like 60% introvert, So it's a very interesting thing, and I've seen the opposite happen to people who are very extroverted, people who enjoy that external stimuli, going out, being around people, feeding off just being around a bunch of people, and now all of a sudden, they're kind of sticking to themselves, and it's necessary. We're all unique, we're all different, and we're all, we all need our own kind of blend of different, what's the word I'm looking for here? Like a blend of different, events in our lives, or different experiences. Experiences to kind of mold and shape us to the best possible version that we can be to help other people. Especially if you're going through this awakening process here, and especially if you have a big job in the future here. So, that's about it. I honestly believe that as we as a humanity, when I say we, I'm talking about like all 7 billion people here. I believe, my personal belief is that 50 to 100 years from now, science will back this up and say, well, we're seeing more people kind of being more thoughtful. We're seeing more people kind of like sticking to themselves more and being more, just kind of more thoughtful about whatever. Having more introverted character traits, I guess you would say. I believe that, and the reason why I believe this is because people are going to be waking up more. And to wake up, in order to wake up, you have to have some, you have to kind of go through those kind of character traits, of personality traits of being a little more introverted versus a little more extroverted. Because, again, waking up is an internal thing. Waking up is a personal thing, and you have to flow inside yourself. And in order to do that, you have to be by yourself, flowing down, alone. And when I say by yourself, I'm not talking about, live on your own and just be a loner. No, it's not like that at all. I just mean take 5-10 minutes out your day, right? To where you're surrounded by nobody but yourself. You're in a peaceful, quiet situation where you can just kind of sit down, relax, and do some meditation, I guess. Again, the word meditation I'm not too fond of, but that's the whole idea. Is you want to just kind of have 5-10 minutes to yourself, and you'll notice that when you do this, right, you're going to go through a period of self-discovery, and it's going to be profound for the coming years ahead. A lot of people have partners and spouses, etc. When I say, you have to be alone, it doesn't mean, drop everybody from your life. No. I don't want people to misinterpret that. I'm just saying, take 5-10 minutes out your day. That's it. To sit in a room quietly and relax and sit down and meditate for a little bit. You'll find that has very profound effects on you if you stick with it. Like anything, it's like a regimen. You have to kind of stick with it. So that is very a key thing, I guess, in waking up is kind of flowing in yourself, and that does involve more introverted character traits. And you may see yourself changing. You may see yourself kind of picking up different things. Like I said, for me personally, I'm going out more. I've always kind of it's interesting for my energy, for who I am. I like being on my own. Yes, I like being by myself. I like my own space, etc. And I don't really kind of go out. I pretty much just sit here. That's it. Y'all wondering what I do all day. Pretty much I'm just here. I don't go out to eat. I stay on my cook. I do all this stuff, and I just when I do go out, though, I do really, really enjoy traveling. And speaking of traveling, like when I travel, I pretty much travel alone. I go places and meet up with people, but a big portion of my travel is solo travel, and I genuinely enjoy that. I think when you travel solo, you can optimize what you want to do. You can optimize your time, basically, and then you meet up with somebody, meet up with some friends. Like that's what I've been doing, meeting up with friends. I go here, meet up with a friend, go there, meet up with a friend here. It's great, it's awesome, and I do enjoy that. And sometimes I understand for us introverts, that sometimes it gets lonely. I get that, I think, just about as much as anybody out there, because I really feel that sometimes, and it really kind of just hits me, and it's like, damn, it's like kind of sucks, because you wish you had somebody around you that you could really communicate with, somebody closer in person, and that's just the way it is now, So to anybody out there that's feeling that, I want you guys to know that that's temporary, and we're all spread out. Everybody watching this, we all live in some random part of the world. I live in this random part. People live in this. It's like we're so far apart, and we have to cross an ocean just to meet up with each other or something. So it's like it's hard, I know, but believe me, I understand what it is to how it is to feel lonely. But at the same time, that feeling subsides when I realize, okay, we're actually not alone. We're never alone. It's just this whole feeling is temporary. So, hard times, yeah, sure. I go through them a lot too. It really hasn't been too easy, especially these last 2 years. Dealing with craziness on the other side. When you get messed with from the other side so much, and then you get messed with from people in body. And it's a big concentration of it just within these last 2 years. It's hard. It's not, doesn't leave a great taste in my mouth, but we keep going. We keep moving on. So, you'll notice you'll find yourself changing as you wake up, and you might have already gone through this. You might still be going through this. You know, it's never ending. It's like an ebb and flow, up and down, cycles, up, down, up, down. That's how this whole thing is. It's like cycles. You know, you have your high, you have your low, you have your high, and it's never really truly consistent. The only thing that's consistent is inconsistency. Inconsistency. Sorry, my vocabulary. You know, I get cranked up to do these videos, but my brain has been mush. It's so hard for me to talk now these days. I seriously, I can't think. I can't process logically in my brain the way I used to. I'm not that witty and snappy anymore as I used to be, you know, because I'm really cranked up metaphysically now. It takes away, but you know, like JSX was saying, it's a fair trade. It's a good trade, because you get stronger metaphysically, and you just lose a little bit of your book smarts. But you know what? It's fine. ETs consider people who are metaphysical more intelligent anyway, and that's coming from somebody that's, you know, travels the stars, so means a lot. Anyway, yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say about that. Introverts, extroverts, you know, we're all different, and you know, nobody is bad or anything like that. It's just you guys notice changes in yourselves and what you go through in life, and how you kind of, you'll notice your perception of things, your understanding, your perception, how you view life. That's all going to change. Maybe it already has. Maybe it's still continuing to change. You know, it's really a nonstop thing. But like I said, for me, I went from being super introverted to still being super introverted to kind of being a little more extroverted, because I have to go out and now, you know, meet people, talk to people, etc. You know, stone energy events where I'm talking to people, and I've never really had too much of an issue doing that. It's just I never really did it, but now I really am. Part of my energy, part of who I am, I have this spiritual healing lime green energy, and it's also a very joyous energy. I like going out having fun. I really, really do. And I do like being around people, trust me. I do enjoy that very much, because that's part of who I am. But at the same time, a bigger part of who I am is just kind of, you know, enjoying my own time, you know. So I like the best of both worlds. So you go out, you know, and then close the door and live like a hermit for a little bit, right? I mean, you guys don't have to do that. That's me. I'm kind of living the extremes here, but I'm not telling this to recommend anybody to, you know, do exactly that. I'm just, you know, giving some examples here from my own personal experience of how I know who I am, etc. It's just a really cool process, and I hope some of this stuff, you know, I really hope some of this stuff you guys can relate to. I know a lot of people out there are feeling alone, feeling like, oh my gosh, you know, there's nobody around me, and try to connect with people, and I really understand that feeling. I really do, and I know it sucks, and it really does suck. But I'm telling you right now, guys, just keep going, just keep moving forward. All this feelings of loneliness and stuff is temporary. In the future, we all have big jobs to do, helping people wake up, and part of getting there is going through what we're going through now, unfortunately. And some of it is just abuse from the other side, but you know, we're growing. And so I would consider myself both an introvert and an extrovert, right? I like my time alone. I really, really do. I enjoy, you know, I don't need any external stimuli. Like I don't need too many people around me. I just kind of, you know, I can be alone, but at the same time, I like hanging out with other people. I like being around people. So, you know, and again, we are all different, right? Nobody is better than one. Nobody is better than one or another. I want to emphasize that. You know, I'm talking about this from a more of an introverted point of view here, sure, but you know, I just see it as, you know, people are different, and we're all unique and different, you know, like snowflakes, and that's what makes us special. That's what makes us powerful, is that people are different, and we can come together with our own, you know, different perspectives and understandings, and build something instead of fighting. Because difference is power. Difference is not conflict. Difference means let's get together and make something happen, you know. It's really, really cool. And so this video is just kind of, you know, going out to those of you feeling like, you know, going through these changes. And I know a lot of people have. I know a lot of people, you know, you may see yourself as one thing, and then as the years go on, as you start waking up, you may kind of change and kind of be more extroverted, introverted, whatever it is, whatever more you need to get you to where you need to go, basically. But waking up is definitely an internal thing. Waking up is definitely a personal thing. You know, it's very personal to yourself. You're discovering who you are, who you really are, your spirit. You know, nobody else can do that for you. Somebody, you know, like myself or other people that are readers can give you an energy reading, look at your energy and help you out. You know, we can help you out, guide you along the way, kind of help you out and tell you about your own personal energy. But to really understand it for yourself, you have to find that for yourself. And to do that, you have to kind of flow inside yourself. So that's why it's a very personal thing. And that's why waking up does involve more introverted character traits as opposed to the extroverted character traits. Carl Jung, with the famous psychiatrist, psychologist, I believe he's Swiss, he was the one who pioneered the terms introvert and extrovert. He is the one who kind of, you know, pioneer of all this. So he was the one who also said, I believe the quote goes something like, "Those who look outside dream. Those who look inside awakens." Thanks guys, thanks for watching.